Freeze and take a breath. Did you do it through your mouth? Congratulations. To most animals, you are disabled. Today I will show you a world where horses die from a single cigarette because they can't vomit, and turtles survive under the ice by breathing through their own butts. You have no idea how nature works. Why does your parrot never pee? And how do elephants accelerate to 25 miles per hour without being able to jump? You are about to feel like a guest on this planet. Let's go!
Okay, let's go.
Number 10. The vomit ban. The horse and its stomach. Let's start with horses. You will never see a horse feeling sick after a party. And it's not because they are so tough. It is a biological sentence. Horses have such a powerful sphincter, stomach valve, that it works exclusively one way. If food gets inside, it's a one-way ticket. Imagine this, horses have no gag reflex at all. If a horse eats something toxic or fermentation starts in the stomach, it cannot simply get rid of it like you and I can. That is why colic in horses is a deadly danger. And now to that smoking horse. The legend about a drop of nicotine didn't appear out of nowhere. Since they cannot purge their stomach, any poison acts on them instantly and irreversibly. By the way, goats and cows are true professionals by comparison. They constantly regurgitate food to chew it again. A horse is incapable of such a luxury. For them, eating is a path with no room for error. Number 9. Nasal breathing and an evolutionary bug. Have you noticed that most animals in the wild keep their mouths shut? The thing is, almost all mammals are obligate nasal breathers. That is, they are obligated to breathe through their nose. A horse, for example, even during a frantic gallop, cannot inhale through its mouth. Its soft palate completely blocks the oropharynx from the lungs. Humans and dogs are the real freaks here. We breathe through our mouths because we need to talk, and dogs need it for thermoregulation. Have you seen a dog stick out its tongue? That is literally its radiator. Without it, it would simply boil over after 5 minutes of play. But there is something in common: yawning. Everyone yawns, from tigers to hamsters. It is a way to cool down the brain. But while we open our mouths to air out our heads, turtles decided that the mouth is too simple. They went a different way. Well, you get exactly which way. Number 8. Turtles. Oxygen through the back door. Let's be honest. Breathing through your butt sounds like a superpower from a very bad movie. But for some turtles, it is a matter of survival. This process is called cloacal respiration. When a pond freezes in winter, turtles sink to the bottom. Metabolism slows down almost to zero, but oxygen is still needed. And since the mouth is closed and the lungs don't work, they start pumping water through the cloaca. There are special sacs located there, densely covered with blood vessels, which suck oxygen right out of the water. This allows them to literally wait out the winter under the ice. Technically, at this moment, they are submarines with a very weird air intake. Number 7. Hyenas. Matriarchy on steroids. If you thought turtles were weird, look at spotted hyenas. In this society, males are the lowest caste. And that's because female hyenas are larger, more aggressive, and have a pseudo-penis. It's not just a resemblance. It is a clitoris that grows up to 17 centimeters and looks almost exactly like the male organ. They even give birth through it. Imagine the level of pain and biological absurdity. This happens due to abnormally high testosterone levels while still in the womb. To be a female hyena is to be an alpha by definition. They dominate everything. It's a brutal hierarchy where the alpha female eats first, and males rely on leftovers or even bone marrow to survive. Number 6. Cows, the sleepy stomach. Let's go back to the farm. A cow is a huge grass processing plant, but this plant only works with proper gravity. It is vital for cows to lie down. If a cow only stands, its complex system of stomachs won't be able to distribute gases and liquids correctly. This leads to bloating and digestion stops. Scientists have calculated that a cow spends 10 to 14 hours a day lying down. While lying there, they are chewing cud, regurgitated grass, roughly 50 times a minute. It's an endless cycle of swallow, burp, chew, repeat. No rest means no milk, no energy, no life. So if you see a cow lying down, don't wake her up. She's working. Number 5. Birds dry mode. Have you ever seen a bladder in a chicken? Correct, it doesn't exist. Birds cannot afford the luxury of carrying an extra liter of liquid inside. It's too heavy for flight. Every gram matters. Therefore, evolution invented an ingenious and slightly disgusting way. Birds process waste into uric acid, which doesn't require much water to excrete. They utilize a single exit for everything called the cloaca. One hole for reproduction, eggs, and waste. As a result, we get that white paste. So when a pigeon marks your new jacket, know that it was its urine and feces in one package. Maximum weight savings, maximum efficiency, and minimum joy for you. Number 4. Sharks. Move or die. Some sharks, for example, the great white or the mako, are obligate ram ventilators. It sounds cool, but in reality, it's a curse. They don't have the muscles to push water through their gills. The only way to get oxygen is to swim with their mouths open. This means they cannot stop for a single second. Even when they sleep, and they sleep in a semi-conscious state, their body must move against the current. They essentially power nap by facing the flow on autopilot, letting the ocean do the breathing work for them. It is an eternal marathon with no finish line. If you stop such a shark or turn it tail first, it will simply suffocate in the middle of an ocean full of water. Number 3. Octopus. The 3 hearts of an octopus. An octopus's life is no less complicated. It has 3 hearts, and they work like a well-coordinated engineering system. 2 hearts pump blood to the gills, and the third, by the way, it is the largest, pumps it throughout the body. To top it off, their blood is blue because it's copper-based, allowing them to survive in deep, cold waters where our red iron-based blood would fail. But there is a nuance. When an octopus swims actively, its main heart stops. It takes too much energy. That is why octopuses are masters of camouflage and ambush, not sprinters. They would rather crawl slowly over rocks than do cardio workouts that literally make their heart stop. Number 2. Elephants. Tanks without jump capability. The elephant is the only mammal that cannot lift all 4 legs off the ground simultaneously. A jump for an elephant is a death sentence for its joints. But don't mind their clumsiness. An elephant can run at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. That's about 40 kilometers per hour. That is faster than Olympic champion Usain Bolt. Imagine 6 tons of live weight rushing at you at the speed of a car, and yet they do it almost silently thanks to the soft pads on their feet. Those feet are also sensors. They can hear low-frequency warnings from other herds miles away through vibrations in the ground. They don't jump, but if such a tank picks up speed, that won't help you anyway. Number 1. Insects. Shadows of past giants. Finally, about insects. They breathe through tracheae, a network of tubes throughout the body. Oxygen simply diffuses, seeps, inside. But this method works only over short distances. That is why a fly cannot be the size of a cow. Oxygen simply wouldn't reach the center of its body. However, 300 million years ago, the atmosphere had 30 to 35% more oxygen. And that's when nature went all out. Dragonflies with a wingspan of 70 centimeters were a reality. Huge millipedes 2 meters long crawled on the earth. If oxygen levels spiked today, you wouldn't need bug spray. You'd need a shotgun. We live in an era of small insects only because we got lucky with low oxygen levels. So there it is, the animal world, full of weirdness and evolutionary life hacks. Which fact made you check Google? Write in the comments. And also like this video if you want to see more breakdowns like this. This was fakTOP. Subscribe so you don't miss the next glitch in the Matrix. See ya.